What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, What's Up G, back with another banger, and I am the best reporting on hip hop and entertainment. Now, my boy Flacco is saying that this is not looking good for Kendrick Lamar. I ain't tap into this, but it's been a lot going on with Drake. I mean, UMG then came out and told him to basically relax. You can see that in my upload. I'm going to upload later. And it's been different situations where Kendrick Lamar is killing all of the stats across the board for 2025. So we gonna sit here and listen to what Flacco got to say. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe on me and Flacco page. Let's get into this. They be mad at me.
The Drake versus UMG lawsuit that we all lost focus on, that we all probably forgot about because there was very few motions in the last couple of months. Well, that lawsuit has resurfaced, and there was a lot of developments that took place today. And I'll be real, right? After seeing everything in its totality, after hearing from various people, it may be bad news for UMG and maybe Kendrick. Drake is doubling down on the claims that UMG used bots to enhance the popularity of Not Like Us, even using a Joe Budden clip in the amended lawsuit. In June of 2024, one podcast host, Joe Budden, stated, "Not only do I not care that Kendrick Lamar used bots, but I knew he did." In a podcast clip posted to his YouTube channel on June 23rd of 2024, he continued, "Y'all didn't know that Kendrick Lamar used bots? You thought that this was just the first time miraculously that a Drake record ever had more dislikes than likes? Or you didn't know that that was bots? Bots to me was a part of how you win the war versus Drake." Now, I don't know how much relevancy a Joe Budden podcast clip will have in this civil suit, but nonetheless, he has included it. Now, Drake is doubling down on the bots allegations after a lot of people were reporting that Drake is removing the bot claims from the lawsuit when that's not the case at all. Now, Drake actually scored a minor victory today where a judge ruled that his request for discovery can move forward after UMG requested to have it dismissed. The judge is saying that Drake can request discovery and he will make a final ruling on this later on, I think in June of something, right? So Kanye West and others have been chiming in, actually being grateful, celebrating Drake's minor victory against UMG. Kanye West would actually say that Drake lawsuit is one of the greatest and most impactful lawsuits that we will see in music history, and is actually the biggest win for musicians and other artists.
I'm so happy right now. You don't understand with this UMG, Drake, Kendrick situation, Super Bowl, Grammys. This shit was driving me, and you know where it should be driving me. But this is one of the biggest, if not, this is the biggest victory in music history. I'm never finna call Drake.
I'm gonna say this. It can be interesting because I'm seeing the perspective that Ye is talking from. He's talking from bringing down labels altogether. He's outside of Drake and Kendrick right now. He's just talking about bringing down labels altogether. Keep that in mind.
Out of his name, I'm Team Drake 100% and Team Kendrick and Team all of us. Like Kendrick need to be going at UMG at this point. This is what I said in my version of Like That. I said, Lucien, lifetime deal. Like, let's stop aiming all this at each other. That's all, like, bro, you have no idea. Everything is worth everything for a moment like this where we stop going at each other and we go at the slave masters.
Kanye West is right.
Now, I never seen that before, but I know Kanye and I know the game, and I knew that was actually what he was about to say. How did I know? Because Lucian Grange 2 years ago, Drake's contract was up. He didn't re-sign and hasn't re-signed. Lucian Grange made a decision. It's G, baby. I'm 100% Kendrick, but I'm the one who keeps it real. You got this side who say that and that side that say that. I got to keep it real. The contract was up. Drake wouldn't re-sign. He said, I don't want to re-sign. Because if you remember, for the last 2 years, we were saying, like, yo, if Drake just makes the right move, he can break the game in half. He took too long deciding. Lucian decided for him, low key. I'm gonna be honest, man. He moved the spotlight over to Kendrick, which there's nothing wrong with because at one point the spotlight was moved over to Drake. Now Drake is saying that you moved the spotlight and it ain't cool. Now I don't believe in suing in hip hop. I think that's some HOE type stuff. We on YouTube, so I ain't gonna be, you know what I'm saying? But I do understand what happened behind the scenes. Every one of your favorite rappers said the person in control of the rap game, it feels like they've been chosen. You get what I'm saying? So I get what's going on. I get where everybody's coming from. I get getting Lucian and UMG out the way. I'm for that, actually. I want artists to be free. I want to be free. As a writer, I wanted to be free. I created a YouTube channel just to be free, just so I can then eventually do my own play. So I get that part of the game. I already knew that's where Kanye was about to go because that's actually Kanye's plight. He's kind of tagged as other things, but actually Kanye's plight is to free the artist. That's what he wants to do overall. Now, Drake could have did something great 2 years ago if he would have just started on his trajectory that he's already on. He took too long and Lucian chose for him. And with that, a lot of things came out of it. All right. But I think the best thing that can happen for hip hop, and I wish Kendrick would have did it first, is for a mainstream artist to suddenly become a streamer. Streaming is the way out. And it looks like Drake is going to be our first streamer rapper. Now, I was creating a lot of music and then I seen how much it would cost to blow up, so I created this platform, G Reacts. An artist with a platform, with his own platform, in 2025 is better than an artist with his own record label. Really think deep about that. Like, if you come in the game with your own platform, you really don't need nobody. It's scary, man. Like, if Drake can pull off becoming a streamer and dropping music, it kills UMG. It kills hip hop. It's so bad for hip hop. Like the way that hip hop was formed, like how they're supposed to control the artist. I don't know if they would let Drake live. Because, hold up, you don't need us? You mean you can promote yourself? Yeah, I can. It'll be messy. I keep harping back to this with DDG. I love DDG and I love what he taught me. But what happens when DDG, a young artist, what happens when you get a young artist who actually has a lot of talent? I ain't trying to diss DDG by saying that, but he's not the most talented, but he can put it together and make it look like the most talented. No, there's people that are naturally talented. They can sing, rap, make hits. They can naturally do it. But what happens when he has a platform already and then he comes to the rap game? It kills the labels. So, if Drake can pull that off and now he has a reason to want to kill UMG, I'm for that, low key. I'm for record labels being gone because I want my fellow artists to be free. I'm with that. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I'm actually with that. That's the one part of this Drake situation I'm with. If he can pull off being a streaming artist, I'm not talking like T-Pain and the sauce is gone. No, I'm talking like, can you do it while you still a little hot? And for Drake, he already messed up putting his team on because he's coming down and he ain't put nobody on yet. You really want to put your team on while you super hot. But what he can do still is become a streaming artist. And what that's going to do is it's going to free all of the other artists. It's going to free the young hit makers. You get what I'm saying? It might be some artists right here in Philly who's singing rap that might be stuck in contracts just being a writer. God bless PNB Rock. But it's singing rappers right here in Philly. And they feel like they're the greatest in the world. But they really can't move around because they might be locked into a label. That hurts. So if you can get maybe like a Drizzy to open that lane up even further, it's gonna be crazy. Everything else about Drake, I think he a HOE. But let's keep it going.
Wasn't suing because he lost a rap battle. Yes, of course, we should be rallying behind anyone who's going against the infrastructure. We should be rallying behind anyone who is trying to break a system who can't operate without exploitation. We should be pro the cause. But the thing is, if your motive isn't that, it's hard to rally around you. Drake is suing because he lost a rap battle, not because the system is broken.
Flacco, give it to him, Flacco. Give it to him. Yo, I haven't seen this video. But how did I know what Kanye was feeling? How did I know where Flacco was about to go? I haven't seen the video. Flacco, I'm forever indebted from, and I just found out Flacco was from Upper Darby or Darby or whatever. I'm right here on 70th in Southwest. You know, I ain't too far away. But I didn't know they was gonna go this way. I said that's the way that it should be, and here goes Flacco saying the same thing, and Kanye just said the same thing. If you are an artist and you were born as an artist, like, we really don't have a choice. God made us that way. But imagine being born that way, and then like the only path you got to actually being who you were born to be was to be in shackles. You were born to be in shackles. We don't want to be in shackles. I'm an artist. Flacco apparently can comprehend that. So, yes, I am a Kendrick fan, but this is bigger than Kendrick. I don't care who kicks that barrier down. Honestly, I want it to be me. But, yeah, let's keep it going.
Drake is suing because Kendrick Lamar beat him. If Kendrick Lamar didn't beat Drake in his rap battle, right? If Kendrick Lamar dropped Not Like Us and Drake dropped Family Matters, but Drake still won, Drake wouldn't be suing for defamation, for unfair business practices. Drake wouldn't care. So if the only motive is to get some type of skin in the game after losing a rap battle, to get some type of compensation for the L, then it's really hard for people to rally around Drake, because we understand the motive isn't you want to fix the broken system.
And this is where I said in a post on the channel, I was saying make sure like your plight is right, because Drake has been moving in a very Meek Millish way when it comes to being a king. Why does Flacco have to tell you about this common sense way about going against the game? This is common sense. You're going up against them. Kanye knows how you should go about it. Flacco knows how you should go about it, but you're going about it in a way where you're going at, where it looks like you're going at Kendrick. No, you could have made this about the actual plight of an artist, and every artist would have got behind you. But much like Meek Mill, the moves you make were the stupidest ones you could think of. Because if Drake would have painted the picture this way, every artist in shackles would have got behind him. What, you dumb? You don't know that? But instead, you're painting the whole thing as if, you're painting it as if, you're letting your emotions make it that way. So that's actually how you want it to be. As if it's because you lost a battle. Boy, you just as dumb as Meek Mill going at you when he's on tour and don't got a studio next to him, so he can't diss you back after you diss him. Yeah, that's when I stopped being a Meek Mill fan. I said, yo, you a king, and you went at the king of hip hop, and you on tour and can't even respond with, boy, you an idiot. That's what I said. He's an idiot, and I couldn't listen to him anymore, because as a king, I can't respect your moves. That's the truth. Let's keep it going.
You just don't want the broken system to work against you. Y'all don't understand. These labels move like literal mobsters, or like the mafia. Because UMG would issue Drake a threat, a warning in the public after the judge ruled that Drake request for discovery can move forward. So UMG would issue Drake a warning, and here's what they say. They said Drake unquestionably one of the world's most accomplished artists and with whom we've enjoyed a 16-year successful relationship is being misled by his legal representatives into taking one absurd legal step after another. In Texas last November, his counsel instituted a legal proceeding with much fanfare and bluster. On Monday, they quietly dropped the case. In New York in January, Drake's counsel filed a defamation lawsuit, fearful of being sanctioned by the court for certain false allegations. Tonight, they amended the complaint to withdraw them only to add more baseless allegations. 2 weeks ago, his representatives celebrated a win, the granting of a routine discovery motion. That win will become a loss if this frivolous and reckless lawsuit is not dropped in its entirety, because Drake will personally be subjected to discovery as well. As the old saying goes, be careful what you wish for. These people are terrible.
Yeah. So to the naked eye, that sounds like Drake should be scared. But to anybody who actually has an eye for what's going on, UMG is scared. UMG literally during a court proceeding coming out and making threats towards the person taking them to court, making public threats. Really take yourself out of the beef and look at what I just said. You're in the middle of a court proceeding making public threats to the person that's suing you. When has that ever been a play? You're scared. You know, this is G. I gotta keep it G, y'all. I love Kendrick and I love all that. But if I were to sit here and just tell you what I don't already know and think, I would be lying to you. I'm not about to sit here and do that, bro. That's for DJ Academics to glaze on that side. You get what I'm saying? That's for some of the channels I react to to always glaze on that side over here with Kendrick. Who's going to tell the truth? Me. That's what makes me Big G in real life. Them coming out and saying these things are damning. Because to any real king, I would hear that and be like, oh, you scared? I wouldn't get scared of you. We having a court proceedings with me suing you and you just went to the public. This is super bad for UMG. And I'm all for a record label getting destroyed. I'm all for, I'm going to be honest. I'm all for artists being free. I wish Kendrick would have became a streamer, but Drake thought to do it first. Becoming a streamer breaks the game. UMG is just a platform, y'all, in 2025. It's a platform who knows how to get you out there. Artists around the world, I'm going to say this to you now. Create your own platforms. And you'll never need a record label for the rest of your life. I'm being honest. Let's keep it going.
If you think the street dudes are bad, bro, wait till you meet Lucy and Grange. Wait till you meet the label representatives, bro. These dudes run themselves like gangsters and mafia personas, bro. Yo, you know what they're telling Drake, bro? They're telling Drake, hey, son, hey, buddy, we signed you when you were a kid, okay? We have been responsible for your PR. We've been responsible of silencing every allegation against you. We've been responsible at making a lot of controversy go away. We've been your protector. We've been your label. We've been your PR. We've been everything to you for the last 16 years. We know where the skeletons are buried, bro. We know where your skeletons are buried, bro. Are you sure you want to go there with us? Yeah, we probably did some dirt. Yeah, we probably used some bots. But are you sure you want to do discovery, bro? when
Facts.
we've been working with you for 16 years and we
Facts.
know a lot more information about you than you know about us. That's a silent threat. Now, it looks like Drake is
That is a threat. And then me as a Kendrick fan, and most of my fans being Kendrick fans, they'll say, "Oh yeah, Drake better back down." No, if he's saying X, Y, and Z, and then you try to pull that on him as a record label, the record labels, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, the record labels were never to be protected. The artists were always to be protected. Now, I do hate that Drake is being the poster boy of the artist that potentially could be protected because I feel as though he doesn't deserve that protection. I would prefer like it be a Kanye West or a Kendrick Lamar. But if he steps up to the plate and he's the poster boy of F the labels, I made it without y'all, he opens up the floodgates for the actual artists in the inner cities that are making all these hits. Let's keep it going, y'all.
ready to take this to the end. And Drake is at the point where he said, "Hey, listen, bro. All right, y'all use Kendrick Lamar to get me out the paint. My back is against the wall. I ain't got much else to lose, bro. All right, I'm ready to go to the end to this." So Drake responded back to UMG, sounded unwavered, right? Sounded like he still wants to proceed with this, and UMG hasn't scared him off. Drake and his team will respond to UMG by stating UMG's latest statement is a desperate attempt to spin a narrative and deflect from the truth. Drake is holding the largest music conglomerate in the world accountable for his actions and doing so without fear. We dismissed the Texas discovery action because discovery would not proceed in New York. That's not retreat, that's victory. UMG dismissed his First Amendment petition in Texas because it has no claim, that's losing. And UMG knows the case against it is only getting stronger. Drake's welcomes discovery and has nothing to hide. Is not Drake who should worry, is UMG's current leadership. We look forward to hearing from Lucien Grange, John Janik, and UMG employees under oath. UMG claims to stand for creativity, but in fact exploits it, and the artist community knows that. UMG drains artists for his profits, then discards them. Drake joins a growing chorus of artists raising questions by UMG's leadership. The public and artists should be concerned about recent headlines involving UMG's largest stakeholders that only reinforces the need for transparency all the way up the board of directors level. UMG says, be careful what you ask for. And Drake knows exactly what he asked for: the truth and accountability.
It's gonna be a little controversial, but I think I'm back to Team Drake. I think like I was like really upset to hear that a rapper was claiming defamation in a rap battle, right? Like that to me, that's stupid. Like wait a second, you lost the rap battle because the songs weren't as good as the other guys, and now you're suing and saying, well, one of those guys' songs defames me, and I thought that was dumb. And then my cousin, my nephew, he was asking me to go buy some clothes, and I was like, okay, what brands are we talking about? And OVO came up, and he had this look on his face where it's like awkward, and he's feeling like kind of sheepish about talking about it, and it was the angle,
right?
And then I thought about that some more, and I thought about
his story isn't unique. My niece Jalea told me that Drake liked them young, right? So, and I'm sure you probably have kids in your family who entire perspective or perception of Drake has been molded by this song. So when you're Drake and you sit back and you look at, there's really kids out here who think that I'm a predator. So when you sit back and you really look at the effects of this, you have to think, this is defamation, bro. This is defamation, bro. Like, I understand it's a rap song, but you literally have kids really thinking I'm a predator. So yeah, bro. If I'm Drake, I probably would have sued too. But I still have to live with the consequences of I sued directly after a rap battle because I lost. I still have to live with that, all right? All right, like, I'm still probably a sucker for suing, but, bro, my pride probably won't be able to take it, bro. I gotta sue, bro. You got the babies thinking that they my type? Nah, bro, you gotta get that, man. I need my issue. Now, Mo would expand further on exactly what he believes, like Drake chances are in terms of all aspects of the lawsuit, not just defamation.
The NFL bleeped at the Super Bowl halftime show.
Right.
And the reason why they bleeped is listen to the word. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like when you hear Not Like Us, it might kind of roll off you for a second. But when you look back on that story, that's pretty aggressive. And so in the Drake lawsuit, I will say, I've rethought my thinking on that a little bit. Now, Not Like Us was a bop. He got crushed from that rap battle, but the use of he's going after UMG on it heavy. That lawsuit is advancing. It started with this pre-petition thing or whatever, but now there's a defamation case. There's 3 counts: defamation, then there's a count for like harassment, and then there's a count for violating New York's general business law, basically engaging in unfair, deceptive business practices. The defamation count, Universal has moved to dismiss that count. A motion to dismiss in federal court basically says, Judge, assume everything that this guy wrote in his complaint is true. Okay? Even if it's all true, we're not liable because, and Universal gets into a couple arguments. Their big argument is fact versus, they call it hyperbole or like puffery opinion. That there's facts, which you can sue for defamation, like, I don't know, if I called you a. And then there's hyperbole, which you can't sue for defamation, like if I called you a rap battle. I don't know about that. I don't think there's clear-cut case law on this. I think this is one of those situations where a lot of stuff happens in the world. Rarely does it happen between 2 people with unlimited money.
UMG is dreading Drake being able to move forward with discovery. Because
So basically they're saying like, if there's one thing to say that you, the person on camera, is a very bad word. But if the whole scenario is fake and we're just characters, and I call you that, we're just living in like a video game, hyperbole. But Drake is saying no, it affects real money. I'm G, man. I can see the angle. You get what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I'm for destroying big record labels. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for it.
Drake don't win this lawsuit per se, but he still get the discovery out the way. He still get access to Kendrick Lamar's contract, what they promised Kendrick Lamar. He still gets access to the correspondence between Kendrick Lamar and UMG and their team. Drake gets a lot of information. UMG can put up a tough front all they want, but this is something they don't want, bruh. And I don't even think Kendrick wants this. And the thing is, Kendrick Lamar is like, I believe he's like just the casualty. Because really, Kendrick Lamar is not named as a defendant in this lawsuit, but Drake being able to access his contract and other information to me is foul, and I don't feel like they should give that to Drake. But in terms of UMG, bro, Drake is gonna have access to contracts that UMG has with Spotify, negotiations they have with these DSP, these radio personalities, these radio platforms, bro. They gonna see a lot of correspondence, and he's gonna figure out, bro, is payola being done? Is bots being sent? Is Spotify aware of these bots? Is Spotify helping these bots? Is the playlist rigged? There's so much information that Drake is about to get from these discoveries that even if he don't win the lawsuit, a lot of the questions that we have is going to be answered just through the discovery itself. This is terrible, bro. Hey, listen, bro. Drake, go to an underground bunker, bro. All right? Don't drive no cars. Don't hop in no airplanes, bro.
Yeah, I'm on the same type time. This type stuff will get you going. This is like Michael Jackson saying I own Sony. Get what I'm saying? They gonna get you going, bro. This is a multi-billion-dollar business. They gonna say, 100K gets this problem going by the best problem goner in the world. Let's get this problem going with 100K. They gonna get that problem going. Um, this this is a sticky situation. He definitely got to stay in Canada. Don't come nowhere near the U.S. Um, because they gonna get you going over something like this. This is a little too deep, and you are. See, this is the part of him being who he is and where he's from and all that stuff. Where it's like, um, where it's like fire with fire. You get what I'm saying? Drake is a Jewish Canadian rapper who made his bones in the US. And he's going up against a dominantly owned white Jewish label. And now it's fire versus fire. You put that black kid in there, they be trying to twist the laws. They're gonna get they're gonna get the courts to go against you and stuff like that. But Drake Jewish too. And if out of this comes artists being free, I'm all for it with that part of it. As far as him losing the battle to Kendrick, it's not even close. You lost the battle, my boy. You lost. Stop. But if you can free artists through this, but the thing is, that was never Drake's overall plight. He never came in saying I want to free artists, so he don't get credit for that, and he don't get the love and respect for that. But I think he's gonna inadvertently do that. I think he'll inadvertently do that. All right. So it's your boy, What's Up, G. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about this. It's your boy G. You got that side over there. You got that side over there. You know I keep it G. I'm going to say what I want to say, do what I want to do, and I'm going to keep it real. Ain't nobody going to do nothing about it. If ain't nobody told you they love y'all, I love y'all. Till the next time, I'm out, y'all.